Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. How are you doing? How are you doing? Carrie Kate, how are you doing? So, yesterday I did say we're going to talk about how, and we're going to spend the whole week talking about how Japa affected my marriage. We're going to do this throughout the whole week. Someone said mine was even crazy. Can you imagine? Mona, so this thing they affect you now. Oh man. Someone said, is there a reason you go live in the midnight? Because I want to invite you into a coven. You know, this is when witches and wizards move around. So I want you to become a witch and a wizard. Tolu Honeyco, I see you. I see you, miss. What's happening, sis? Godson, how are you doing? I sent you a request, brother. You said it affected that your story is crazy. YOG. I sent you a request. Hey, Miss Linda, how you doing? Let me see if I can bring in one or two people who are sharing their stories right now. That's all. Don't worry. I'm not going to be on for long tonight because I was on literally the whole day and I'm super tired. Hello, brother. Baba no saying don't join. Brother, how far?
Daddy, boss.
Where are you? What country are you in?
I'm in Canada.
So you sent a request, so I said, okay, let me hear you.
Oh, I just thought maybe my request is just to join the live.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm driving. I'm just on my way from work. I thought the request is just to join the live so that I can
Oh,
listen.
no. When you send a request, it is to bring you live. All
So
right.
sorry.
No, not a problem at
Yeah, sorry
all.
about
Not a
that.
problem at all.
I'm
So
driving.
take care.
Yeah,
I'm looking for people who want. Last
yeah.
night, there were no shortage of them. Oh, I want to come live. Oh, I want to come live. I want to come live. I want to come live. While we're waiting for people to come live, I want to talk a little bit about loyalty. You understand, brother? Just press
Yeah.
the X. You see that? You see an X right there. Just press it. It will remove you.
Okay.
Have you
Okay.
seen it?
Yeah, I just did that now.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
still.
Uh-huh. We're waiting for you to press the X.
I'm pressing the X, but
It's not taking you out.
not taking me out. Yeah.
All right then. The problem is if I remove him, he now ties down that spot, so I can only bring two people. I wanted to talk a little bit about loyalty, but you know what? I'll leave it. You see, there's a certain level of loyalty that is expected in relationships, friends. For instance, a friend who is loyal will not date a girl you've dated before. It just shows loyalty to that friendship, to that person. Baba, you don't get light. Now, what for the kind of people where they join today? Oh. You see, that's why I don't like bringing men. They know they ever get lights. Women are more relaxed. Carry Kate, you come live. Some people just did disloyal, like my weary ex. Ada blessing. You see, loyalty, eh? Some people don't understand it. Kate, are you better?
Hi, Daddy Freeze.
Are you
What did you
better?
say?
Are you feeling better?
Yes, I'm fine.
Malaria
Good
don't go.
morning. What?
Malaria don't go.
I'm okay. I'm I'm better.
Okay. So today we're talking about that loyalty. I just talked about it in brief. Some of you are disloyal friends. Uh, you are, and you don't know it. And sometimes you
Mhm.
realize that they don't involve you in things because you are disloyal. You now think that the person doesn't like you. Nobody likes a disloyal, apart from the fact that they might not even not like you. But everybody is wary of someone who's disloyal. Everybody is wary. If I have a friend who's dated my ex before, I might not stop talking to them. I'm just going to be very careful around them. I will tiptoe around them. You understand what I'm saying? And that goes not only for friends, for people you're in relationship with. The fact that you've broken up with someone does not mean the person can go and say certain things about you. There is still loyalty in breakup. There's loyalty among your followers, people who are following you, people who there are certain things I would expect from Ada Blessing or Samaria, for instance, or even you, Kerry Kate. There are certain things I would
Yeah.
expect from you. And if I don't see those things, you just notice, say, I will just draw away from you. You understand what I tell you?
Mhm.
So let's talk about Japa. How has Japa affected your own marriage?
Marriage.
I'm joking. Do you know anyone who Japa has affected their marriage?
Daddy Freeze, did you come for my wedding? You that is father of the day.
I will cuckoo
Ah,
come. Oh.
be
Doctor or footballer,
chilled.
we will choose one. Then you say none of them. And we just spoke about loyalty. Oh. See who is disloyal.
But I don't know. I haven't been married, so I don't know about marriage. But I hear stories, and I have people around me that Japa has affected their marriage
How?
in the UK. So I had a classmate. Now I'm done with my master. So I had a classmate whose
By the way, let me introduce Kate
husband.
to you guys. Kate
Hmm?
has 2 masters and 1 PhD. So why don't you allow people to call you Dr. Kate? You don't write Kerry Kate. Which one is Kerry? Kerry call Hilson ni.
That if it's not a big deal now.
No, from now on, go and change
You
your
don't
handle
call
to
me
Dr.
doctor. You
Kate.
don't call me Dr. Kate.
Wait, do you call yourself Dr. Kate? No, wait till you call yourself, we'll call you. Have you ever corrected me and say, Daddy Freeze, my name is not Kerry Kate. My name is Dr. Kate, PhD. You have your PhD in what?
Dr. Kate PhD.
You have your PhD in what?
My PhD is in leadership and strategic studies.
Leadership and strategy studies. The
My
kind
first
people Peter
master's
Obi
is in
self they find for
development
a campaign.
studies.
We go
Sorry?
guide down.
What?
So, Dr. John J said, waiting she want use the degree do. She they do experiments. As in two masters, two
Yeah.
masters and 1 PhD. Almost it's not easy.
But I'm done that the freeze. If people see me studying again, you guys should freeze my brain. Freeze it.
But how did you do? How well did you do in your last master's
I
degree?
graduated with a distinction. My graduation is next week, meanwhile.
So your second master's now you had a distinction. Were you top of the class?
Mm-hmm.
Was
I've
anybody
been
ahead of you?
awarded, I was given £3,000 for that.
Then you come this life, come they laugh with us. We like say you self not get any brain for your head. We say so till your brain produce you 3,000 pounds. Baby, share the head.
Yeah. And then if I
Baby.
was going to further like do another if I'm going to do a PhD, they were going to pay 50% of the
Oh yeah,
school
do the
fees.
PhD, do it, do it. Even me where they touch
I'm
me.
done that the freeze. This abroad is not for me.
No, so you are coming back, you are Japa dying.
This abroad is not for me. Nigeria all the way.
But how did you manage? That means you are very
To do
brainy.
what?
What did you finish with
To
in
do
your
what?
BSc?
My BHC 2-1
Your first masters.
merit.
You not do too well in that one. Then your PhD don't get grade.
Mm-mm.
Then your second masters distinction.
Distinction.
Oh
Yeah.
more.
And I was writing my thesis when I lost my mom.
I remember. I used to
Yeah.
call you then to make sure you did not jump inside train.
Yeah, you were.
Lele. Ah,
hmm
Kerry Kate, Dr. Kate. Oh yeah,
Yes,
hey, you
so
were
that
telling me
if
about
from
your
today,
cosmates.
be calling me Dr. Kate.
Go and change your handle to Dr. Kate, Kerry Kate. You are doing like
Okay.
someone that wants to sing. Meanwhile, one voice you no get.
Kerry Hilson
Kerry
in
Hilson
Niger.
call, Hilson call.
hmm
Hilton me. Park Lane Hilton me. Put the
So
one that
this
your brain,
girl,
what is
so
really
this
working in your body, your doctorate, put it in front there. Let people know that you are not anybody's father's mate.
sure, I will. From tomorrow, I
Uh-huh.
change my bio.
Standard. And I will drag you. I will put you on my pay. I say, this girl is a doctor. She's answering Kerry
Period.
Kate like she's doing
On
hip hop with you people. That's how they'll be deceiving you people's parents.
on period. I'll do that.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So this girl came to the UK via her master's program, right? She came before her husband. They got married in Nigeria. She left him and came, and then he came under the dependence visa, be whatever. And they were living together in a room.
Room and parlor.
And a room, there's no room and parlor, a room, shared room. Like, you know, when the 3 bedrooms, then they share the rooms. Like, she was living in a room and he came and joined her in the room. Yeah,
Olubalambe.
not room and parlor, just a room. So gradually, they started. First of all, she's the one that processed everything for him to come join her in the UK. His visa fee, his air ticket, and everything, and he came down. And then he started going on TikTok live because he didn't get a job when he came immediately. So for like 3 months, he was looking for a job. While at it, he was on TikTok, always saying that the TikTok was paying him and stuff like that. So the girl was like, it's fine. She goes to school, comes back. She got a job in a hospital and she was doing okay for herself. But then after like 3 months, she wasn't on TikTok. So her aunt, who is in the United States, sent her a video of her husband on TikTok dancing with boxers. So she's from a Christian home. So she now confronted the husband and like, what's all this now? Why are you on TikTok dancing on boxers? Something you usually would never do and stuff like that. The guy was like, oh mom, I don't have any job right now. I don't have anything doing. This is what is paying me. And that was it. So it just skyrocketed into more issues, and then he finally one day came back and said he's gotten a job. But this job and this job, he's supposed to be out of the house for 5 days. So he goes away for 5 days and comes back after 5 days. And then she's like, what's this job that takes you out? He said he's working with people that are seeking asylum. Okay. What is the name of the job? What's the name of the organization? Where is even your appointment letter? He keeps using the excuses he cannot find, he cannot find. As I speak to you, they're no more together anyways. The marriage has ended. Because apparently when he got into the UK, he met a white lady, so a British girl, and He's the 5 days he always says he's going to work. He's actually going to stay with that lady. And then he would come back the 6th day, cause trouble. And the 6th day is like the weekend. So the following week from Monday, he's off again. He comes back off back to back, just like that. This happened for like 6 months. So when she comes to school, she just comes because we're only two Nigerians in my class, myself and this lady. She's Yoruba. So when she comes to school and I ask her how is her husband, he's fine, he's fine. So because I always ask of her husband,
She will tell you
it
he's
made her
dancing
to
on
just
TikTok.
no,
Oh, I'm there on follow the
she
TikTok.
was always covering him. So she's like, he's fine, he's fine. Then one day she was like, Kate, I can't just hold it any longer. This is what is happening in my home. We've not been intimate for 6 months. We're living in the same room. She would cook, she would prefer to eat the landlady's food than to eat her own food. And I'm like, I don't get it. Then she went further to say this other part about the TikTok dancing, about the job that he lied he had. And the reason why they are now even trying to talk is because her school visa was expiring. But she had already gotten a sponsorship job that had given her 5 years. But because they're not talking for 6 months, he wasn't aware. So the reason he came back talking is so that she can, when she's renewing her visa, she can include him as dependent in the 5 years. That's why they came back talking. So she just quietly moved out of the house when she knew that her rent was going to expire. So at the time she was telling me we're done with school, she had gotten her 5 years, we've all gotten our next visas, and she was like, she's moving out, and that was it. Now we're talking, she's no longer with the guy. She called her parents that they should return the bride price, and she's done. So that's how moving to the UK, Japan.
But let me ask you, how has he sorted himself out or is coming back home?
We don't know how we don't know how he's gonna sort himself out. We don't know if him seeing that lady now, maybe we don't know. He doesn't know she doesn't know anything.
Wey
If he
himself for
hasn't
wait
sorted
collect him
himself out,
five
that
years.
visa, sorry.
Himself na mumu. Him for just wait collect the 5 years before he start to dey do.
Because that visa expired in January and we're in what, April. And we got the other visa in November last
So
year.
you sef
So
don get 5 years.
immediately that so immediately they give you that visa, the old one is cancelled. So let's say it cancelled in November. Yeah, when they give you the new one, the old one is cancelled. So
Wow. So let me ask you a question. So since you have 5 year visa, why are you coming back to Nigeria?
that is, I'm coming back to Nigeria. I'm done. That is, I make more money in Nigeria than here in the UK.
If I dey talk am now, people go dey follow me argue.
You just want me to say it again.
I want you to say it. It dey sweet me.
I make more money in Nigeria than in the UK. So people in the UK or people in Nigeria, because even now people are like, "Are you crazy? Are you insane? Why do you want to come back?" Everyone is jackpotting and you're moving back. And I tell them it's because in Nigeria people calculate the money in naira. So, for instance, if you're earning £3,000, for instance, in Nigerian calculation, that's like
4.5
maybe when
million.
I don't know, maybe like 5 million a
Mm-hmm.
month. And an average person in Nigeria, highest salary maybe is 100,000 or 200. So when they just reason 5 million, they'll be like, what? But they forget that we have bills, and here you pay monthly. So how much you have to save? I mean, I'm big in saving. So how much can you save after you pay all these bills? If you have a house, you're paying rent. Even if you buy a house, you're paying mortgage. All these things that you freeze. If you own a car, you're paying for this car every month. You're even paying every day. You are parking, you're paying. You're not parking, you're paying. You understand?
Mm.
So I don't know. For me, it's not at this my age. Maybe when I was a lot younger, not now.
I
Yeah.
wanted to, so I wanted to ask you, what do you like about Nigeria? Because you are well educated, you have two masters and one doctorate. You can get a job abroad easily.
Mm.
You are well educated. You understand? And one of your degrees is from the UK. Why are you not thinking of somewhere like Canada?
So, first of all, I don't like cold. The weather in Canada is not for me. Secondly, Canada is really far off for me to home. And when you say why do I like Nigeria? I like Nigeria because Nigeria is home for me. First of all, I know that things are not working as it's supposed to be in Nigeria, but Nigeria is home. Like, I don't know. That's the summary.
What
Nigeria is
about
everything.
America, Australia, all those places that
Australia, okay, you've not America, yes. America is good, but not now. I don't know. That the
how old
phrase.
are you? This not at my age that you are talking about. How old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
Now I make you old. If me at 48 now says I'm too old to Japa, it's understandable. I'm sure you wouldn't Japa at 48 unless things were really bad for you in Nigeria.
So that the truth, I think I started life too early. I guess when I became 30, it's in my life. It felt like I was 40. So I guess that's why I didn't. I don't know. I felt that's why. Like I started life when there was not all this internet, all these things, all this social media. Everything wasn't there then. When everything, like, it's way back. I started life too early. So when I became when I was 30 years old, it actually felt like I was 40. So now that I'm almost 35, it's still to me I feel like there are a lot of things that I have achieved so far and I'm not young.
The job offers you are getting in Nigeria, what are the
Mhm.
salaries like?
So with my um with my grade now, if I go back to Nigeria, I should be earning. I'm in a director position right now. I should be earning nothing less than 1 million naira.
Now, what
Yep.
about those things that are very easy abroad but are difficult in Nigeria? Things like
Like
healthcare, things like, you understand, Nigeria is not
that.
safe.
That if you just say healthcare,
Yes.
let me go to that healthcare. Do you know that some people in the UK leave the United Kingdom to Nigeria for for their healthcare?
No.
Yes.
Wow.
I know some people that leave the UK to Nigeria for services and come back because of the health system. I was ill in this UK and I booked for an appointment. They booked me for like 2 weeks time. I got well before that time. I got well before that time. That lady kept me on the phone for 40 minutes asking me questions that I didn't even understand. And when she was done, she said I didn't sound like I was going to die. That's so she was going to refer me to the GP. Meanwhile, I
Ah.
called an emergency line at 2 a.m. because I didn't understand my body. I was shivering. I was having body pains all over. I was throwing up. But anyways, that was when I got the news that my mom had passed. So I don't know if I was me. I was about to pass also, and they asked me to make that call. So in Nigeria, you can just walk into the hospital and you're treated. Even though yes, but some hospitals are not good or and all of that. But if you're able to identify a good hospital, you can get treated on time. These UK people, they just want you to die. Yeah.
Now, jokes apart,
Mm.
what about raising your children? One of the reasons why a lot of people relocate abroad is because they want to raise their children in what seems to be some level of sanity. Can we touch on that? Don't you think you would want to give your children the peace of mind that
I
comes
I
with abroad living?
I agree on that. That's why if I say to someone I'm moving back to Nigeria, I also include that because I'm alone, I'm a single girl. It's just me. So I'm catering for myself. But if I had a man with kids, I'm not sure I'll be making this decision to move back to Nigeria. So for now that I'm by myself, alone, Nigeria, make I dey go.
Now, what if you get to Nigeria and you get pregnant by mistake with all these away matches that you people play?
I cannot get pregnant by mistake that the face. I can't get pregnant by mistake. Oh. No, I won't get pregnant by mistake.
Ah, wow. But what if you
Mm.
do? Say something happens, you forget yourself, you miscalculate, you gawk it. What will you do?
I won't get pregnant by mistake. But if that happens, should be the person that it's not a ghost now, or the person is not dead, Abby. The person is alive. So we'll plan it. We'll think of how to start a family. Just let's just say by mistake,
What if
like
you
you
had
said.
already come back to Nigeria?
In Nigeria, right? We'll plan it now. If he doesn't
Will
want to
you?
move abroad, Nigeria is okay. If he wants to move abroad, it's just for us to have a conversation and see where we're headed. Now we're about to start a family.
Hmm.
And I'm in Nigeria, right?
Hmm.
We'll talk about it. It's just to have a conversation.
What if you get married but no kids involved? Would you rather live with your husband in Nigeria or abroad?
So I can't. That's a two people. That's two people's conversation. Me and the man. So I can't say now like that. If both of us would come together and decide where we want to be, and if we both agree that it's abroad, then we move. I can move abroad as a couple.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can move abroad as a couple. But right now, I don't want to move abroad as a single girl. Nah, it's not
Why? Is it
working.
because abroad is more lonely? It's lonely abroad, 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 abroad.
I don't know. For now, I'm not moving abroad, though. I'm still hustling. I'm still looking for money
But let's talk about loneliness because that's one of the things people complain about. Do you consider
abroad.
abroad very lonely?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
People don't have time. They're all working because they have bills to pay. So they don't have time to for leisure. They don't have time to chill. Like in Nigeria, people have a lot of time to chill and enjoy themselves abroad, especially in this UK. I can only speak for UK because this is where I've been to. This is where I am. The UK people are doing three, four, five jobs. My graduation is next week. I'm inviting friends to come. Let's have dinner. People are already giving me excuses. I'm working that day. I'm not working that day. I'm working. I'm not. You know, if it's Nigeria, ooh, they even the day before they are calling you to ask you when is the,
When is the
what time did
parade?
you say is the party again? Yeah. So I think that's why. So people don't have that time to. Nobody has it. And here you can't just be driving on the road and see someone and stop and start toasting the person just like that. The country does not allow to happen. They don't have that kind of rule. So they don't. I was saying to someone some days back that I wore, it's already summer. It's summer now. So the weather is kind of warm. So I said I wore a short and a top and went out. And throughout, no one even looked at me. No one said hello. No one came to me. If this were Nigeria and I wore these shorts, before I moved from my house to the junction, two G Wagon would have stopped to say, hi,
So
pretty
lọ́rọ̀ kan
girl.
ọjà ọ̀tá market is not selling. So you want to bring the market home to come and sell it locally.
it to me as I come out. That's how I came back. So I was just laughing, like, yo, the culture, the culture shock, the difference is so much.
Maybe
Like,
they over-toasted you in Nigeria, so you were too confident.
yeah. But it's okay. It's just the aware. I don't know if people here are brought or not to just say hello to people and all. In fact, when I come back to Nigeria, I really would say hello to someone. I already
on
greet.
light. If you are coming today, the light is very bright. On light, on light, on light. Tolu has a few things to say. She has been pestering me. I want to come. I want to go. Yeah, come.
Hi, Tolu.
Tolu
Is she here?
Honeycomb. Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay.
On light, so we can hear you. Tolu, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Are you muted? We can't hear you. Maybe go off and come back.
Go off, whoa.
She's gone off.
So, from what you have been saying, I can deduce that your biggest problem is loneliness. Let me not lie. Konji follow worry you. Konji they
No,
worry
now. You already know my story, Daddy Freeze. It's not loneliness. It's making money. It's making money. I don't like to not have money.
So with all the plenty pounds in that UK, you don't have money?
I'm so broke.
Really?
And I need like 5 years to stabilize in this country and then start making. You must be doing some sort of business or something apart from the regular job that you're doing to make money. And even at that, the system has a way of chopping the money back after making it. It's just money. It's not lonely. That the is loneliness. I'm not lonely.
You get who they price your market.
Hi, Daddy Freeze. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. On your light. On your light. You're in a dark place.
Madison, on the light, please. No, this light, the room. Thank you.
Oh yeah, let's hear your conversation.
So, sister, I understand you want to leave the UK, go to Nigeria, get hooked up or coupled up, then come back to the UK.
This gist have shifted, though.
Correct.
That is not going like this.
Wait, I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
To make money. Money.
See,
not hook up and come back.
No, get married. Get married and come back. Wait. I'm coming.
So I don't want marry. Okay, case no closed. I don't want to marry.
Okay. But let me just give you an advice. It's better if you're already stable in the UK, like you planted roots. It's better to find a partner there in that system than to go and import husband. I call it importing husband. Import husband from Nigeria to come to the UK and live with you. Because first of all, a lot of people that would come to you would be people that are trying to Japa. Nigeria is hard. Everybody's trying to leave. People might, a lot of people might not like this, statement, but it's true. Because
not everybody is trying to leave, or a lot of people are not trying to leave.
A lot of people are trying to leave.
Depends on the circle.
Depends on the circle.
Depends on the circle you are hanging in. You understand what I'm saying? I always say that everybody wants to leave is relative. A lot of people want to leave is relative.
That it depends on you are hanging with the 1%. 1%.
Now, Kerry that I know in Nigeria hangs with the 1%. Unless Kerry that I know in Nigeria hangs with the 1%.
You hang with the 1%. Is it the 1% that will stop you on the road?
Yes, now in
What is
Nigeria,
that?
they will, you should not say G Wagon. Now, poor people, they drive G Wagon. You understand? You see, let
I
me
know
tell
a
you something
story.
here. A lot of people have this notion about relocating. I know people who, let me start mentioning names. K Auto Detailing. He's not thinking of relocating. I asked him, I said, Carlo, are you thinking of traveling? He said, no, 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 for what?
That one is 1%
Hold on.
now.
Mayfair Autos. He's not thinking, he's thinking of bringing another 10 Lamborghini Euros to come and sell in Nigeria. He's not, he
It's like
schooled in the UK. Do you understand?
that
One of my
does
friends
not want to
even, hold
relocate.
on. Now,
Otedola
let's,
does not want to relocate.
hold on. We do, Otedola is too far.
Uh,
Otedola is too high up the ladder. I'm talking about regular people who are doing well in Nigeria. One of my friends
mm,
had an FBI case in the US. I don't want to mention her name. And she won the case. She's just telling me that, you see, Daddy Freeze, the moment I get all my papers right, I'm coming back to this Nigeria. Now, me, they even tell her, say, calm down, calm down, calm down. You understand what I'm telling you? So I know
mm.
a lot of people, a huge amount of people. As far as I'm concerned, apart from when I come online, most of the people that I know, do you understand? Most of the people that I know don't want to leave Nigeria. They want to go for summer and come back. I'm telling you, 90% of the people that I consider my crowd, in fact, 95, don't want to go anywhere from this Nigeria. They don't have any business that they are going abroad for. Those
Yeah,
abroad
your
are
circle
trying
is
to come back
small.
home. Eh?
Your circle is small
My
compared to the
circle is
population.
not small. My circle is bigger than your own. Remember, I worked on radio, social media. So I have a very big circle. A
Okay.
former childhood friend I was there with taste buds, relocated home from Canada, put all his stuff in storage, came back to Nigeria, and is in Nigeria, building in Nigeria. Now I also have those people in my circle that have dual residency. They live in Nigeria and they live abroad. 1 month they're in Nigeria, 1 month they're in Canada.
You see, those dual people, they don't count because
So
they
let's
have
leave those ones out.
insurance.
But the regulars, I know more people that want to stay in Nigeria than people that want to japa. You see,
That
you
freeze,
also,
you know, you're also among those dual people, but
no, dual
uh,
citizenship is different from dual residence. Dual residence is I have a house and a car in Canada, a house and a car in the UK, a house and a car in Nigeria. I'm paying bills in these three places. I have one of my former classmates that has a thriving business in Nigeria, does contracts in Nigeria, has a mansion in Nigeria, has car in Nigeria, and then has a $6 million house in Canada. Then his wife recently moved to the US because she's working in the US. So he has another house in the US. So he's living in three places. That's a separate set. That one no be say I did Canada they hustle. If I did Canada for 3 months, I'm living in my house. I'm working as a thriving business in Canada too, a thriving business in Nigeria, and his wife has a thriving business in the US. So he shuttles the three places. His kids are in school in Canada. You understand? So when you talk about 250 million Nigerians, I always tell people be careful who you associate with mentally. A lot of people have this crowd mentality that you inherited from your parents. People are running out of Nigeria because everybody else is running out and they are panicking. Some people, the Nigeria does not favor. They've tried everything, it doesn't work, no use hanging around. Some people, Nigeria is actually favoring them, but you see, they keep feeling that the grass is greener over there, the grass is greener over there. And Kate, I remember when Kate was relocating, because I've known Kate for a while. I remember when Kate first got to the UK. She was like, you see, this UK, I want to give it a try, blah, 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 blah. I think you sold something in Nigeria to even go to the UK, Seth.
I sold everything I had.
Sold
My
everything she had in
car,
Nigeria,
my
came to the
clothes,
UK,
my
and now
stuffs.
decided that this life is not. Kate, me and you, all one on one, have discussed this because I like to advise my people. Are you sure you want to really stay in Nigeria? And won't you give this UK to tell you one on one, public everywhere? She'll tell you this UK is not for me. So I understand where she's coming from. I'm somewhere in the middle. I personally believe you can grow. Kola nut will not grow in Canada, but it will thrive in Nigeria. It might thrive in China as well. So there's a good space for whatever is in you to manifest. Before I start sounding like a Pentecostal pastor.
That is, I have a quick story to share with you.
Okay.
So there's a lady that I'm somehow acquainted with. She has she is settled, like has roots in America. A nurse, doing very well for herself. Everything, brilliant. But you know how somebody would be book smart and not very like smart, like street smart.
Yes.
And she's book smart. Then she went to how did she meet this guy? I think she met him online, through Nigeria social media, and she went to Nigeria to import this husband. And this guy, very good looking guy, like a guy's guy. And even have close friends were telling her, I'm like, this guy is out of your league in that sense. Do you get like fine guy and like this guy wants just one thing, but she was,
She
love
was
blind and
smitten.
everything, smitten with this guy. Next thing, she brings the guy over to America. The guy, you know, they got married, had a big wedding. Somehow, along the line, things started going south. The guy just became withdrawn. You know how somebody, just wants to use you for one thing, and after a while, you can't hold that. You can't pretend for too long. How long can you pretend? You've already gotten the person. You're already here, and the person starts to irritate you. Everything they do is like, just like, I can't believe I'm stuck with this kind of girl. Started treating her poorly, and now he left the house. The mortgage, the house that she bought, he's fighting her for it. Wants to sell it, community property. She's saying Shaggy Pro Max because of this relationship that didn't last up to a year. She got pregnant. Now she has a child. No husband. Husband that's left her. This is not Nollywood. Oh, okay. They say it's Tollywood. Husband left her. Still having fighting court case because she went to Nigeria to import husband. It's we usually advise people here that young people that are single, that it's better for you to find somebody here, somebody that has paper, somebody that is already established, or that has a roots here, than to go to Nigeria and get somebody to come here, because you're not sure if it's love. Even if the person, you're not sure. You can never be 100% sure that it's love until you come. So it's a big risk. It's something to think about if you're going to, bring somebody. Like if you meet somebody that is in Nigeria and already has, maybe someone like that, that already has, he doesn't have roots in a different country, but he has a citizenship of a different country. So it's not like he's going to be with you because he wants something from you in that way. Just something to be careful of, especially as a woman.
You see, thank you so much for this. And I'm rounding off. But before I round off, I like to say something here. We in Nigeria are not used to throwing balance into an equation. That is why on this Japa series, I try to be as neutral as possible. I try to get the notion out of your head that everybody abroad is enjoying and everybody in Nigeria is suffering. There are some people who have never lived a good life in Nigeria before, so they can't get it. They cannot get it. Do you understand? There are some people who cannot live with 24 hours electricity. They just can't understand how. You understand? And when you look at your family in Nigeria, they are all suffering and struggling. The narrative is go abroad and make your pastures greener. And I understand that narrative. But you see, the problem is it can get very confusing. I'm ready. It can get very confusing. Some people are crowd drawn. And that's why I'm very careful with the narratives we're sharing, because I'm getting a lot of detail or a lot of messages right now with people who regret relocating. Some people, let me tell you, the difference between some people and you is they will tell themselves that, oh, more this thing, I don't they regret them more. 90% of the people will not tell you they've regretted it. Nigerians have the only me no go suffer mentality. I'm getting it of late, especially. I'm getting a lot of emails that it feels I was doing okay in Nigeria. I didn't really need this Japa. Now I'm also getting a lot of, oh wow, Japa has been the best thing that has happened to me. I thank God I Jackpad. So there should be some balance. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad Kate shared her story. Because a lot of people will not believe that you can be abroad, well educated, educated abroad, and still want to come home. 99% of those people abroad believe that nobody abroad wants to come home. She sold everything she had in Nigeria to go abroad, and now she's willing to come back to Nigeria to start again. Now, me, they even tell her, say, Auntie, are you sure this is making any sense at all? You don't understand that loneliness counts. Kate might say her own case might not be loneliness, but you are used to eating a type of diet. You are used to having your people around you. You are used to even that noise at the bus stop. If I go shop for my supermarket, area boys will come beg me. They'll come follow me gist. You understand what I'm saying? So there are also a lot of people in Nigeria who have good jobs. I say this all the time. If you live in Nigeria and you are earning 3 million naira or more a month, you have no business relocating.
I agree.
One guy told me a story. He was earning about 5 million in Nigeria, which is about 60 million a year. He relocated abroad and got a $50,000 a year job. And I'm like, you are definitely making more money in Nigeria. Because out of that $50,000 a year, your bills are going to be, you struggle to save $10,000. $10,000, by the time you finish paying your bills and your taxes, what is $10,000? 15 million naira. You want to tell them that they are paying you 60 million in Nigeria and you cannot save 15 million naira a year? Are you batting with five alive? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Out of that 60 million, you'd be amazed that a regular guy would save 40 million every year, or 35 million, or 30 million, half of it at least. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we need to divorce our minds from this. Those people pushing abroad will not come and tell you that where they are is not good. They will always say where they are is the best. And those in Nigeria too, who have decided that Nigeria is where they want to stay, they will come and tell you that Nigeria is the best. But I know people, a lot of people. I went to hang out with one of my guys in a restaurant in Lekki. His restaurant is by the beach. And I was like, wow, this restaurant is very nice. He said, well, I own the building, high rise by the beach. So there was a space at the back and I decided to put a restaurant there. Is that the person that wants to go and relocate abroad? You own a 4 billion naira building, a 2 point something million dollar building, or that's my estimate, it's probably worth more than that, on Admiralty. Do you understand?
And please, I spoke with someone who has been here 15 years plus. He drives a Range Rover. He's living well. He kept on telling me, why are you going back to Nigeria? Why are you going? When I finished explaining myself, this guy sat back and just said, but not true. Nigeria na in better. But if we reason and we now going back to Nigeria, where do we start from?
Thank you.
Where are we going to
you
start?
See, stop
I just looked
reasoning
at him and said,
yourself.
see you trying to convince me to. I said, but not true. And Nigeria.
My
But where do I
problem with
go to start from
Nigerians,
after 15 years, after 20 years in the UK?
my problem with Nigerians is we reason ourselves into the story. We look at our own life. Because for me, it is impossible to survive abroad. I imagine that nobody can survive. Because for me, it is impossible to thrive in Nigeria. I imagine that nobody can thrive. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So, when you reason yourself into an equation, you tend to be biased and you tend to give biased advice. I, on the other hand, I've seen the best of both sides. I've seen people doing well in Nigeria and I've seen people doing well abroad. I mentioned Allen Onyema. You think Allen Onyema will relocate? Allen Onyema instead is buying an aeroplane to be going to the abroad.
Allen Onyema is with them, the Angote and Otedola. Those people are not.
But Allen Onyema did not start. He started from somewhere. And there are many. There are many. So that whole everybody is living in Nigeria. If your brain is that 80% mentality of people struggling on the streets, you will always think like that. But if you're able to mentally come out of that place, you will be able to find that.
Somebody said my village people are dragging me back home.
For some people, Nigeria is the end of the world. And that abroad, because you see, let me tell you, somebody living in Mushin in a 1-bedroom shared with 5 people, and they are using Paco to bath in the backyard, can never enjoy Nigeria. Abroad, there's no way you live like that abroad. But somebody who is living in a mansion in Nigeria, driving the latest Range Rover, worst case scenario, you move your wife and your children abroad for the protection and education or whatever have you, which I'm not even buying. The only thing that worries me about Nigeria right now is safety.
It's safety. It's security.
Light. When I'm staying in a suite in a 5-star hotel, you see the light will go, and it will come back in 1 minute. The same way the light in my estate will go. While we are sitting down here, they will bring it back in 1 minute. Once in a while, when they have problem, which is like once or twice in a whole year, the light will go for 30 minutes, and you'll be amazed that they will have announced it in the estate group that they are taking the light because they want to repair a cable or they want to overhaul a generator, or there's an electric leak somewhere, they want to tidy it. Sometimes when the light goes and it doesn't come back, I just go and check estate group. They'll say, you know, we are sorry, by 10 o'clock to midnight, there's not going to be electricity. But regularly, now at night, because there's a switchover, if the light should go now, it might take like 3 or 4 minutes to come back because the person that is supposed to be at the switch has probably slept off. It's 4 a.m. So before they wake up, wash their face, struggle with sleep in their eyes to go and on the light, it will take like maybe 3 minutes. But during the day, if it goes, count 1 minute to come back. But it's like that everywhere in Nigeria, even in our 5-star hotels. What we have in 5-star hotels is there's a UPS to the bathroom, so the bathroom light will stay on. Even if the whole hotel goes, just in case you are bathing, you'll not fall down. I think that's a safety precaution, but every other light will go. And then it will come back. So, someone said that if it's me and Linda are having another convo entirely, people have started your weary. The next thing now he be. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much, ladies. We're going to continue our Japa series. I'm not encouraging anybody to stay, and I'm not encouraging anybody to go. I'm encouraging you to look critically at your situation before you jump.
At your own individual,
situation. Yeah. If you want to go back, you can go back. If things are better for you back home, you're fine. You can go back. But I'm just saying, is bringing somebody, that moving.
No, I'm not bringing anyone.
Exactly.
The man will move me. I won't move him.
Exactly. That's my point.
The man will move me.
So that's as far as we can go, guys. Love you all. Take good care of yourselves. Kate, I'll call you tomorrow. We'll talk.
All right,
Tolu
yes.
my lovely sister. God bless you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.